Hey friends, welcome to this first entry in the second chapter of my Starfleet 2 tutorial.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Space Game Junkie Podcast. I, as always, am your co-host Brian, and joining me, as always, is your co-host Spaz.
So we're here at the main menu.
Hello,
for tutorials,
your co-host Julie,
and there are 8 of them.
Hi, I'm thankful to be here.
Aren't we all? Your co-host
I don't even know
Thorsten?
if that Gmail works.
Hello.
Your co-host Jacob.
I'm bringing the fleet back together.
I'm going to assume.
What is that? What is? I know
the
that.
game
What
isn't on Steam or GOG.
PSG.
Write this. That's
Right.
going to come with a
And,
It was like towards the end of season
training
one.
manual.
Next.
And
I am fortunate
and your
enough-
co-host David.
Hello.
I'm so sorry.
Testing.
We
I am
hear you.
fortunate.
So, friends, welcome to the show. It's
to
been a
yell at
couple
each
of
other
weeks.
all the
We
time.
didn't do last
Still
week
do.
because it was Thanksgiving in the United States, and I almost always take that week off. And we didn't do a couple weeks ago because I think there were a couple of us that were under the weather. And so when that happens and we don't have a guest, we just kind of skip it.
Physically mailed me. I feel very blessed to own
So today we're going to talk about things we're thankful for. We just had,
navigation. There's going to
in
be
America
quite a bit
at least,
here.
our Thanksgiving holiday. And so that
So
puts
again,
at
if you
least
have any questions,
some of
don't
us
hesitate to leave
front
them
of
below in the
mind
comments,
what we're thankful for.
or
And
hit us up on Discord.
it's a weird time.
Hit the
Let's just
basic
be
navigation.
It's a weird time. And so there are things we should be thankful for. And
All right, so I'm
let
not
me ask the Europeans here, though.
I'm not going to
I'm
read
curious.
you all.
Do you guys have a holiday like Thanksgiving over there where you are?
Not really.
I'm going to kind of paraphrase it as we go.
No, not really.
No?
Like
So
We have
I'm
Black Friday.
going to go to end.
we have Black
or
Friday because
NS, system map.
A, you
You
export
can
that
also hit
fairly
Alt S to
violently,
do
and
that.
B,
You're
you exported that fairly
welcome,
violently.
sir.
system
You're
exported
welcome.
That fairly violently.
We're bringing
Our
freedom.
Starport,
We're bringing
which is
freedom.
up here.
via the Great Depression. Thank you very much. I was gonna finish that sentence.
It's down here.
Jacob
Via the-
means
So
the Jeff Bezos
what we're first going to do
Right, let's not run this gag into the ground yet, please. We have a whole stream to do it.
Oh my god. Okay,
Back
so the
to
closest.
the
Okay, so I didn't know you guys had Black Friday. I thought that was just.
It's
So,
something
do
that,
that.
that companies
You have your
adopted because they have an
select
excuse to do a big sale, and also yes, because it's far
And
more
you're
familiar.
going to
Because
hit enter.
Thanksgiving has like
And now from
cultural ties to America because of being Thanksgiving.
hit,
Black Friday has cultural ties to a lot of places because a lot of places had this thing called the Great Depression.
Well, there's
hit
also
F4 to
the
move
idea
your,
of globalization, that
sublight
online
velocity
shopping
up
is
and
such a
F3 to move
thing
it down.
that if they offer
the
Black
purposes
Friday
of this
deals in the
training, we're
US, they've
gonna
got to
set
offer
it
them pretty much everywhere else because
Yes.
hey, they can make more money.
And I'm not
So-
entirely complaining, but fair enough.
Yep.
It's not the
That's-
Anyways,
fastest.
as far as
How
like
that
like you'll have to explain
game- the
like
manual
if-
wants to say this for
like,
some reason.
explain the concept of
why.
Thanksgiving to the Europeans
let's
here.
do it.
I know it's like
So
the
yeah,
thing that like
And
the
we're only
like
setting
the
one target because
schmucks
it's
in
in the same
Jamestown
system.
landed and then something
Now
the
we're gonna hit
natives said
F9,
hi and
start
can you explain?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can definitely do that.
Mm.
The mythology is that
Drink in that
the Pilgrims
lovely,
landed and
PC speaker sound
because of the
1989
issues
though.
of
All right, now you can see
Well,
we have our distance to target.
they didn't really know how to
and our
farm.
target up here in the navigation
They ended
section
up
of
doing
the
a
main
lot of
display.
starving.
You can
That
also
sounds
look
bad.
on the
Also,
on the
Brian, you
system
did not
map
turn off the stream
and see
the
that
game
we
sound
are moving.
What game sound?
If you hit Alt
in the
G,
stream.
it
What?
should be in default of the game.
It is
You'll get a
playing
grid- you'll
the
get,
engine
grid
sound
dots
Oh, for
and
God's
in
I apologize.
Don't worry, we are professional streamers.
Sorry, folks. Sometimes OBS gets reset, and I might not notice it because I didn't do a damn thing. But OBS got reset, and I apologize for that. I just noticed it, but sometimes oh my god. Anyway, I apologize. Is it good now? Are we good now? I should have muted the media source.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Here,
So,
okay.
Apologies.
So-
Sorry about that, folks.
So the Pilgrims landed and ended up doing a lot of starving because they didn't know how to farm. Other expeditions that had tried to set up colonies also were really terrible at farming.
Wasn't it because they weren't familiar with the soil over here? Isn't
that's a part of it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But the romanticized version of it is that natives decided that they were going to help out, and they did. But that's what got them through that winter. Through getting their harvest. That's why Thanksgiving is celebrated in the fall, because it's their feast to celebrate surviving where they otherwise would have starved. Now, of course, the capitalism aspects of it aside, because, well, a lot of that is romanticized and mythologized, I would definitely have to say. Yeah.
I'm just really glad. I'm just really glad you explained it rather than the white guy explaining it. It's better that you explained it.
Don't forget how they paid back their kindness to the indigenous people.
Let's not go there.
Yeah.
Let's not go.
All right.
In
that case,
we have enough to be ashamed of.
Equivalent, paradoxically, is Easter.
Oh.
Because Easter is traditionally a celebration of, hey, we survived the winter. Let's go have a feast, everyone. That's the intent. It's like happens in early spring, and like not nowadays. You just bring like small baskets of like eggs and ham and food and to the church, and like the priest goes and chucks like holy water at it. Can you tell I was raised Catholic? But yes,
as was I.
That's how it works. Back in the olden days, what they did is the whole village grabbed a bunch of oxen carts, loaded up all the food they had spare, which usually like all the butchered animals, all the wheat, all the like early harvest, they had everything, rolled up on it in the church, chucked holy water at it, had a feast for like a whole day.
And that's not even the origin of Easter. That's the origin of Christian Easter, because, well, let's just say Easter started as a pagan festival and a pagan fertility festival in particular.
You're not saying Christians stole pagan stuff, are you? No.
Here's the thing. It was celebrated the same way, and that's the origin story of the pagan ritual. It was we survived winter. Let's eat.
Well, that and the symbolism of rabbits. And fertility festival, there is that.
But like I'm talking about the whole like purely it's the same intent. Thanksgiving is okay. We're not starving in winter. Yay! Easter is yay. We didn't starve through winter. It's basic principles.
Basic principle, yeah.
Let's go.
Can I just say that I am thankful that Franklin Delano Roosevelt made the modern Thanksgiving holiday, established it in November so that it's more about family and things to really be thankful for, regardless of what the Pilgrims may or may not have done.
Like,
considering post-depression and that sense of unity and family during his terms in office makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
fair enough. I heard that FDR was apparently, as far as US presidents go, all considered relatively approachable and not reprehensible.
He had some skeletons in his closet, but
everyone does, though.
He was a US
everyone
president.
does.
He did quite a bit of good.
Yes.
Socially, he did quite a bit of good. So we try to remember him more fondly for the good he did. I mean, not everything, but
you can't say everything because, well,
But
now
anyway,
that we've done the history lesson.
Anyway, so Thanksgiving is a holiday here in America where we have a couple of days off. Usually, it's Thursday is the Thanksgiving holiday. Friday is Black Friday. I don't know where Black Friday came from. I don't even want to talk about where Black Friday came from.
Busiest shopping day of the year, because in the run up to Christmas, that is the time when everybody gets out to go and do their shopping, or at least before online shopping was a thing.
I remember.
I would like that not Jeff Bezos invented that.
No, he invented Cyber Monday. I thought that's what he invented, was whatever the hell Cyber Monday is.
I I thought that was from Apple. Okay.
Maybe. So friends, we have basically we have a lot to be thankful for. One, let me just say, we're all here and we're all in relatively good health, and we all have the financial and technological capabilities to do this podcast, and we have the technological capabilities to have a community with each other. So that, I think, we can all be thankful for. We're thankful for you all in the chat room. You all show up for these streams and these podcasts.
This community in particular.
Oh my God. So much joy out of this community. So we just want to, off the bat, say how thankful I am for all my podcast co-hosts, because you guys have made this show so much better than it's ever been. And maybe that's so folks, we're going to do a non-gaming thing and a gaming thing. And I'll start. I guess, I'll lead into the non-gaming thing is Space Game Junkie. I mean, I know it's cheesy because we're on the Space Game Junkie podcast, but like I've tried to start other things, other creative endeavors that have never gone anywhere. And this thing's 11 years old, which in internet time is an eon. I mean, do you remember the smartphones you had 11 years ago? How, the games we were playing 11 years ago? Like, no, I don't, because it was a million years ago in technological terms. So the non-gaming thing, I guess I'm thankful for, besides, of course, the default family and all that, is this place, because my God, the amount of joy that I get out of this community and my co-host here is just immeasurable. It's incalculable. Oh, get over it. No, I mean, it's one of the things that helps me get up in the morning, knowing I have you all to look forward to, in talking on Discord and talking on Twitter and in streaming and everything. And it's just one of my biggest sources of joy. It's like family, cats, Space Game Junkie. I mean, that's how it really goes. Well, friends are up there too, I guess. But, so I'm very thankful for this community, because not only is it a great gaming space, but it's been a great venting space that's, I think, helped me retain my sanity through what has been a very odd couple of years. Through
you mean the last decade, right?
Yeah.
March 2020 was about a decade ago, and
yes,
it's still not over.
No, you're absolutely right. It's not over. We're still in March 2020. No, I mean, I think that I can be very socially anxious, and it's hard for me to find a real community of people I really feel I can connect with. And I've only maybe found one other group of people outside of this that I've connected with as deeply as the people in this community. And I think we've all been supportive of each other, and we've all tried to lift each other up as much as we can, which is the point of any great community. So I just want to say how thankful, and I want to say thank you to this community for just being such a balm in what has been some very weird, quote unquote, interesting times. I hate interesting times.
Yeah, we're not in the worst timeline, but we are definitely in a very weird one.
I don't know if it's the worst, but it's definitely not the best.
Like, whether it's the worst or the best is like, how bad is it is debatable. How weird is it is not.
Yeah,
things are whack.
I think it would be worse if there were jumping spiders here in America, like they have in Australia. I think that would be, like, for me, the darkest timeline. Or
then we just call in the EDF, and then all the cities get leveled, and then I don't know what the third step is.
Alien attack. I had to do it.
No, it's great.
I had to do it. It's so catchy.
I appreciate it. No, it's great. It's great. So the gaming thing I'm thankful for mostly is I'm just gonna say it's Starfleet 2. I streamed it for 2 years and finished this year. And it kind of taught me, like, for years I thought I was a dummy at strategy games. I love strategy games, but I've never been really good at them. And so I've just usually given up on them and moved on to another strategy game that I've never gotten good at, you know? But Starfleet 2 is very strategic, and it kind of taught me that if I just stick with a thing, I can actually get good at it, which I usually don't do with games. So,
well, I would attribute that partially to your gaming ADD, because that has you bouncing around between so many games that you never really stick around to master them.
No, that is true.
Now, admittedly, now that we've mentioned it, Trevor is going to get mad at me because I haven't sent him enough test data. I have the unfortunate issue of A, being very busy, and B, it just being a lot of nothing really to report besides the thing that only I had a problem with is still working. By the way, can I mention something a bit silly?
Sure.
About Starfleet 2?
Yeah.
Because we have discovered, apparently, like when I was running the DOS copy, the release copy, the non-Steam one, I had an issue because apparently Polish and Eastern European operating systems run on a different ASCII set than Starfleet 2, than American ones. So the entire thing broke horrendously. Almost none of the symbols, like not necessarily, it wasn't unplayable, but the symbols were fiddly and out of place and replaced with something else. So Trevor went out there and developed an entire separate ASCII set for EU, for me basically. Wow. And I tested it out and it worked. And then we got the Steam release, the Steam beta, and for some reason the problem fixed itself. And suddenly, despite me being still on a Windows, on a freaking Polish Windows PC, it was running American ASCII. And the change was entirely irrelevant. So I just went, okay, Trevor, you can revert that and save yourselves the megabytes. Don't touch it in case it breaks again. Just, the drill, use the programmer here.
Crazy. That's nuts.
I know just enough programming to know exactly this is exactly one of those. Okay, don't touch it. Just keep it as is so it doesn't break.
Leave it alone.
We have a saying in the fighting game community, we take those wins. Don't question it. Just we take those.
So, wow. That's great that's some, I don't know if it's a Steam thing or what, but yay, I guess. Yay, but what? But yay, but what? But anyway.
We don't know why it works or how it works.
We're
just glad it does.
Knock on IKEA wood. We're happy it works. So yeah, I'm not only thankful for the game itself, but I've learned so much about programming and beta testing and whatnot, being a playtester for this thing. I've learned more about development from doing this than anything else. I've learned enough that I would never want to be a developer myself.
I don't blame you.
Ever.
Programming is genuinely, I've actually compared it to xenolinguistics, to actually try to just talk to an alien.
I don't know how he does it either. I'm just going to say this. I don't know how Trevor does it. He is a rocket scientist runs a company that works with JPL. He teaches rocket science at the University of Hawaii, I believe it is. And he works on this game all the time.
Well, clearly, rocket science is a gateway to talking to aliens. It makes sense.
Maybe.
We just established this.
It checks out.
Yeah, it does check out. So those are the things I am thankful for, at least this particular year. There's a lot more things to be thankful for, but those are, I think, at the top of my list. Now we'll go around the table, the virtual table, as it is. Spaz, do you have anything you're thankful for?
Well, the community for sure. I mean, yeah, I've been a part of this community almost since the beginning. Found the site in 2011, not long after you started it, and that's what led me into game development. Not long after that. So I've been around a long time, and this, I can say, is one of the best communities I've ever been a part of. So there is that.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Yeah.
Gaming wise, there's been a lot of good games this year.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Yeah. It's been a really good year. Really good year.
And even in the indie, there's stuff like the Vampire Survivors likes, I've been playing a lot of Bullet Heavens over the course of this year, and there have been a lot of great ones too.
Well, they're called Bullet Heavens now?
Yeah,
that's basically the idea that it's that instead of being bullet hells, it's the reverse. You are the one launching all the bullets. Therefore,
I see how it is.
And I think that's the term that should stick with it because it fairly well describes the genre. And there are some variations here and there. There's one like Gunlocked. Well, yeah, there's one like Gunlocked, which is it's a shmup where you don't have direct control over your weapons. They're on a timer, and you're basically using your maneuvering to get in position to lock on your weapons and then fire them. So
wow,
all of that happens.
A game as shown by David, who just posted one.
Yeah, Gunlocked is great. It for its price, $5 US, you will not have a bad time with it if you like shmups, because you have the Danmaku avoid 'em up, as well as the fact that you also have to get your own maneuvering in place if you want to actually get any of your weapons to hit on the target. And it's a roguelite too, so you got meta progression on top of that.
Delightful.
We can talk about this further because we're definitely going to have a look back at 2022 show in a few weeks, I think. But I think it's been amazing that watching this Bullet Heaven thing, like especially like with the price, like they're all like $3. Like who would have thought?
A lot of them are under 10. Yeah. There are a few that are higher than that, but generally speaking, if they're on that level of pricing, that's because of the graphics quality, and I can certainly respect that.
Yeah, exactly. It's just been a great year for gaming. Oh my God, we will talk about that in another show. But wow, such a good year. All right.
Some years I've had a problem trying to find what to play. It's either analysis paralysis or the idea of backlog paralysis. But this year, no. If I want to jump into something, I've got plenty of stuff to play. That's not just in my backlog, but even coming down the pipe. There's one coming out next week, in fact, in 8 days, called Chained Echoes, and it is going to be very, very good.
Oh man, yeah, what a year!
Developed by one person, I should say.
Yeah, I can't wait to have our look back at 2022 show because it's been a tremendous year for gaming. Holy garbage!
Yeah, that was a lot of good stuff this year. Though I will need to check what actually came out this year and what came out last time because, hey, have you noticed the years are kind of blurring nowadays?
That's a good point. But seriously, this year there have been a lot of good stuff this year. Like, whoo, doggies. All right. Was that everything, Spaz?
I'll throw one more out there, which is games that are getting more support, still getting support, like Cyberpunk, because that got a huge boost this year.
Warhammer Inquisitor it's a 4-year-old game that just got new DLC.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky, yeah. Yeah, the Sororite. Sister of Battle.
Bolta bitches.
Sister of Battle came out a couple days ago, and the one with the flame pistol is an absolute delight. Oh my God, I streamed some of it this morning if you want to go look, Jacob. It's so fun.
I will.
It's she might be on the same level as me as the Shotgun Assassin, and that is
impressive.
No joke. All right, so moving on, Julie, what would you say are some of the things you're thankful for?
Okay, well, there's a bit of a story behind both of them, so bear with me. I think it's important. First off, I won't get into why, but I will just say that there was a time in my life when my family had disowned me, and I had no friends, and I was just another face in the hallway at work, and the only way anybody would know I was dead was when the body started to stink out in the hallway in the apartment complex, right?
Delightful. Also, your mic slightly shagged.
Has a great ending. So here's the deal. I said I need to get out, right? And I need to make some new friends and some new acquaintances. So I had no family, right? So I've always kind of had an interest in Star Trek. So Sister Frances, who's now my first family and all her extended family, she was the webmaster of a Star Trek Klingon fan site that they spend their time doing charity work for about a week. In that week, I said, hey, I'd like to come to another meeting, right? And I did, and I then met two people at this charity festival who just at the time was so, hi, nice to meet you. Hi, nice to meet you. That's when the bottom fell out of my life, right? And I woke up and that's when I started going to, I literally went out looking for the sleeping pills, right? And there in the bottom of my wallet had been a little scrap of paper that had been sitting there for at least 5 years with somebody's phone number on it that had handed it to me and said, if you're ever in dire need, call me. I called and they said, look, I've got this friend named Fran and she's within driving distance. And it's the same Fran who was the webmaster, right? And because of that, I ended up with a new family. And I once was going down later. Thank you for all the people in my office who gave me PTSD. They're the reason I'm working from home. And one day we're going down and a coworker says, oh, are we all ready to go home and face our families? And I said, you know, nothing makes you appreciate family more like having a time in your life when you didn't have one. And so I am so incredibly thankful to have a new family because it saved my life, literally.
Wow.
And if Star Trek hadn't been invented, I never would have met my two best friends who I met this way. So now that's my non-gaming thing. My gaming thing is Ultima Online, and here's why. This goes back to before there was even an internet, and AOL was on every counter, right? And I would just play Harpoon on my horribly expensive computer that somebody at Microsoft convinced me to buy with micro-channel architecture. Oh, there was a horrible thing. And then the internet became a thing other than just between educational institutions and the military. And somebody somewhere made me aware of Ultima Online. Now, granted, the first day in Ultima Online, it's really a sandbox game, and I stood there in the middle of Britannia and said, what do I do now? And somebody said, what do you want to do? And so ultimately, because all of the housing is not instant, it's all, as long as your account is there, your house is there. So you end up with this giant megalopolis, but that can be a good thing because I had a virtual back porch. And I used to sit on my virtual back porch and talk to people. And every now and then people would say, I'd get this little whisper that said, sister, can I talk to you? And that allowed me to meet someone whose husband came back physically in one piece, but not mentally in one piece. And she had to just take her children and run at one point. But that game allowed me to meet so many people under these circumstances and do some good. Sister, can I talk to you? And it's what got me interested in video games. And this means, along with my other many interests, when I retire, not that long from now, I won't end up waiting alone at night with a flashlight for something to do. So there's are my two Thanksgiving thankful stories.
Those are awesome stories. Amazing how Star Trek can bring people together, or any good fandom, really. I did want to say something's up with your mic. You sound like you're talking into a tin can.
How's this?
Oh, there we go.
Better.
Okay.
What happened?
I changed the setting. The thing is, my microphone that somebody bought me this new headset, and there is a button, like a 3-way button, halfway up the cord, and if I accidentally touch it, it screws up the sound.
Oh, crap. That sucks. Well, you sound better now, but we can understand you just fine. It was just kind of weird. I
know it started out depressing, but it has a great ending because now I got a great family, and I got someone who will, I used to say, stay with you till the wheels fall off. But my mom used to say that to my dad, and one day the wheel fell off. And, and it's like, okay, well, Del, I guess that's it.
Wow.
But yeah, that's how I got a new family. And I'm thankful, just like everybody else, for all the people I've been able to meet because of that game that I never would have. I never would have met any of you. I never would have met the other people from the other podcasts I talked to. And I never would have met my friend who's now a director from a AAA developer and said, okay, if you tell anybody before it's announced, I got to kill you. But he comped me to the game, and I said, wow. And I've been having great fun. So that's what I'm thankful for.
Awesome. Okay. Thorsten, you are next.
Well, I've got to repeat you and Spass. In this case, I'm incredibly thankful to be part of the server. I love every single person here. Seriously, it might come otherwise sometimes, but I have a lot of respect for the people here, and it's one of the few communities in the mates. I'm on the web right now that really has touched me on a personal level, and I'm incredibly thankful to be here.
Oh, we're thankful you're here too.
So, thank you. So, and gaming wise, there's one game that hit me a bit this year, and this is Hardspace Shipbreaker, and it restored my believing in gaming a bit again. I mean, there's a lot of other games out there, and it's even not my game of the year, but this game really restored my motivation to play games again. I was a bit on the path to quit gaming altogether, to be honest.
Oh.
Yeah, I was a bit unsatisfied to be honest, but this game hit every right button with me again.
Oh, that's great.
And I've got to agree, it was a really good year compared to other years in general for gaming.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff out there.
Yeah.
So
but
that were my 5 cents. Yeah.
If it makes you feel any better, if it makes you feel any better though, I took a break from gaming for like 2 years a while back. I just stopped for a couple of years, and it was very therapeutic. So if anyone's listening and thinks that taking a break from gaming might be a bad thing, it's not. Sometimes you need a break from things. I came back to gaming renewed. Go ahead. Good.
Honestly, I was at the brink to doing the same. It's because there's a lot of stuff out there, good stuff out there, excellent stuff out there, but it didn't hit my buttons, and this game did.
Hey, folks, if you haven't played Hard Space Shipbreaker, dear Lord, that was a tongue twister.
Hard stuff face breaker. Considering how many times you've hit yourself in the helmet.
Hardship Space Borker. It's is a difficult title to say. If you haven't played that one, it is an absolute delight all the way down. My God, I never thought taking apart a ship could be so much fun. But oh my God, it's so much fun. It's just such a astounding game, and I hope it's done well enough that they can keep like adding to it somehow, like either new ships or a new story campaign or something. But I hope there's more in the hard space shipwreck. Didn't someone say the second game should be the middle manager? Like, didn't someone say? That'd be crazy. Anyway, was that everything, Thorsten?
Yeah, that was everything from my side.
All right, Jacob, is now your turn. Turn the spotlight.
All right, I'm now put in the spotlight. Oh boy, that's jinx. So, one gaming thing, one non-gaming thing. What am I thankful for recently? Non-gaming. I'm thankful that I got better. I'm thankful for my therapist, for all the people that helped me get less atrocious.
Oh, stop.
Don't flatter yourself, but seriously, thank you.
Be kind to yourself, is what I'm saying. Be kind to yourself.
I'm trying my best. I'm getting better, and with how things are, with everything needing a frame of reference, I'm firmly in the belief that the priority over being good is being better.
Yeah,
good is relative. Better is not. However. What I was going to say is I'm very much thankful for everyone who's helped me drag myself into relative operational ability, and apparently becoming a lot more sociable to the point of people claiming I'm an extrovert, which I'm offended by, but if you insist.
I would also be offended if someone tried to claim that I was an extrovert. Like, no, I am not. I'm right there with you.
So as for gaming, oh boy. I got a lot of small stuff, honestly. I don't really have anyone like one big, huge thing.
That's fine.
There's a lot of interesting stuff that happened. We got the Guild Wars 2 Steam re-release that I've been playing recently that I think is really, really good. I feel like the one big thing I'd pick out on is randomly stumbling upon a freaking free company in Final Fantasy 14. And developing myself a friend group in that game, apparently.
Oh, wow.
Because apparently that's a thing you can do. You can accidentally stumble into a friend group and suddenly everyone likes you.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not complaining, but I don't know how it happened. Again, we take those, as we say in the fighting game spaces.
Right.
Do I have anything else that's really clever to say? Not really.
You don't have to be clever. Just be yourself. That's all we care about.
Well, that's the thing. Being myself is trying to be clever, but whatever. Well, I guess I just don't have many interesting things to mention when it comes to being thankful for.
That's fine.
Shall I carry on?
Yeah, of course. The spotlight is on you, sir.
Right, we'll bring it over to who's left.
Well, I just wanted to say before we move on to David, if you don't mind me interjecting, folks.
Go ahead.
We around here cannot speak highly enough about the benefits of therapy. If you're struggling, I just wanted to throw this out there. If you're struggling with self-esteem, with depression, with anxiety, all those things, and you think you need help, therapy is an amazing tool in your toolbox of getting better. It's not a magic bullet. There is no such thing, but it's an amazing tool that can not only put you on the right path to other tools, but can also put you in a better headspace to get a better picture of yourself. So
I'll add that seeking help is not a weakness.
Not at all.
It's a sign of self-awareness.
Yes.
And becoming a better self than what you are right now.
Yes.
And if you're not in a good place right now and you know that you need it, then you should seek it out instead of doing nothing and hoping something works.
And if you're worried about costs, there are a lot of therapists that will see people on a sliding scale, and there are also places where you can seek free help. If you search for it, good.
You should probably avoid the BetterHelp service, though.
Yeah, I actually use that, but I feel very lucky
I'm
that
not familiar. Explain what that is.
Okay, BetterHelp is an online therapy service where you tell them you pay $300 a month. It's expensive, but you tell them what your problem is, and they match you with a licensed therapist. And I was very lucky that I found a very good therapist that helped me through issues with claustrophobia and some other issues. I was very lucky. But there have been a lot of horror stories about people, just finding therapists that aren't licensed, people finding, therapists that don't work for them, and they just keep going. And BetterHelp doesn't find them a good therapist. They just keep finding them bad ones. It's a lot of people have had a lot of bad experiences with BetterHelp. So, but that's also a very expensive service. I got help through it, but I cannot in good conscience recommend it because of all the other problems.
Because you really don't know what you're going to get.
You don't know what you're going to get. I was lucky enough to win the crapshoot, but a lot of people haven't. So I can't recommend BetterHelp at all, really, sadly, even though it worked for me. But it's not worked for a lot of people.
It's a sad thing that we live in a society where people look down on seeking help, because if it wasn't for the doctor I see, I would have been dead by my own hand because of the PTSD. But I found my doctor just by Googling doctors who had especially in the PTSD was trying to treat. And I auditioned 6 doctors, and I found one that is such a nice person that when I was laid off for 45 days living on one paycheck, at one point, instead of charging me, she took $50 out of her wallet and gave it to me.
Wow.
I have known her since she was in grad school. And I just Googled names and said, here's what my problem is. I've got PTSD and I need somebody who knows how to treat it.
Right. So we do like Fernando said, like you just said, help is just an internet search away usually. If you do a search for a thing you think you're having problems with, you can usually find someone, affordably even, that can help you. So since it was brought up, I just wanted to say that therapy has been helpful to a lot of us. Helpful to me. It's been helpful to Jacob, to Julie. Therapy is astounding. It's an astounding thing. And don't feel like you don't deserve it. Don't feel like you're above it. It can help even just checking in if you feel like something is off. Even if in so many ways therapy can be helpful. Big problems, little problems. They help by asking the right questions and leading you to a better place in your own head. So yeah, I mean, if you feel you need help, please get it. Please. We have to help each other, but none of us are therapists in this community. So we can only help each other so much. So if you need further help, please seek it out. I'm sorry we got on that tangent, but since
an important one though.
Yeah.
It ties into what we're talking about because
I am very thankful for therapy. I've had a lot of therapy in my life, and I've had some amazing therapists. I met my wife through therapy. I've told you guys about that, right?
Yeah, I've heard the story.
Yeah.
I haven't heard the story.
Oh, well, I'll tell it real quick. I was seeing a therapist about abandonment issues, And I got to my session early, and my now wife was staying a little late. And through various circumstances, our therapist set us up. And 12 years later, it's worked out splendidly.
I mean, I guess if it works.
There's more detail to the story, but basically our therapist set us up, and it's been the best. So therapy can have all kinds of benefits. But if you feel you need help, you have to be in a position to want to be helpful, to want to be helped. Therapy can be an amazing help. And I know our community is awesome, but if you really need professional help, seek it out. It's not expensive if you know where to look. Again, there are places that do it for free or on a sliding scale based on your income. So
how many psychiatrists does it take to screw in a light bulb?
How many?
Just one, but the light bulb has to want to change.
Oh!
I will add that seeking help, again, it's not a weakness and it's not a moral failing because a lot of people associate needing help with being a moral failing.
No.
I don't know why. It maybe ties into some sort of toxic masculinity.
It totally does. It totally does. You got to keep those emotions. You got to keep those emotions bottled up. You can't show them, or else you're not a man or whatever. Or human or what. It's also a generational,
or that you are somehow a lesser person for needing help.
Yeah. Well, it's also a generational thing. I think it's also a generational thing because I know a lot of older people, who don't believe they need help. Like they just keep things bottled up and just don't deal with it, because they're afraid of conflict or whatever. It's like that doesn't work in the long run.
Yeah, how does that solve the problem?
It doesn't.
It kicks the can down the road.
Exactly.
What it does.
Exactly. It's just gonna bottling things up. It's amazing how that can affect all these other things, and you don't even know it.
It's unpleasant.
It is. Anyway, so friends, ultimately seek help if you feel you need it. Let's just leave it there. David, you're the last around the table. So what do you feel you're thankful for this year?
I just want to add to that therapy thing that, I've been searching for therapy for quite some time, but I guess I just have been having bad luck with it. It's a running theme for me, bad luck.
Therapy,
I've tried.
It's tricky. I've had some bad therapists in my time as well. I had a therapist who fell asleep on me twice. I'm not kidding. She fell asleep on me as I was talking. And I had such low self-esteem at the time, I just kept talking. Like, you
didn't wake her up?
No, I just kept talking because I felt it was my fault.
Holy shit. Oh,
that's how bad I was. I was like, I'll just keep. Oh, okay. She's asleep. Okay. Well, I just gotta keep talking. She did this twice, and I did not have the self-esteem or the resolve to be like, "Excuse me, I'm paying you, madam. I'm paying for your time." Galen, she did charge me because I didn't say anything.
God.
I didn't say anything because I was like, it's okay. It's my fault. It's fine. No, because I legitimately thought it was my fault. I was boring enough to put her to sleep. Suffice to say, I didn't stay with her much longer after that. But yeah, bad therapy. It's damn. It's not great. So I try and tell people who are seeking out therapy, if you don't click with your therapist, go find a new one immediately. Do not waste time hoping it'll click. Just find another one. And so, David, I get it. If you find a bad therapist, it's not good and you got to get the hell out. So I get it. Finding a good therapist is not easy. That's another kind of barrier for a lot of people, I think.
I have noticed
is finding a good therapist.
Yeah.
So I get it. I would just say keep looking, because I don't know what it's like in your country, but here there are tons of therapists. So one's got to be good, right? Excuse me.
So then.
Anyway,
Okay, well,
anyway,
I'll guess I'll just continue here. I tried to write a little list here when you guys were talking. So first of all, I'm new around here. Thank you for welcoming me. Thank you guys so much.
Oh, of course.
So I have really never seen such a welcoming community as this. It's something. So thank you guys.
Absolutely.
Well,
no.
we definitely do try to keep the assholes out.
Yeah.
And when they make themselves known, we show them the door. So
admittedly, not many of them actually show up, but then again, they do also. The ones that do get yeeted out pretty violently.
I'm pretty adamant about keeping that the case. Yeah.
So great job, you guys. You guys are amazing. Just so you know.
Thank you. Oh, we have a therapist in the chat.
Even though I really, really should write more on the Discord, I really should do that.
Oh, it's fine. I mean, we don't demand a certain level of engagement. If I mean, there are times where I don't talk on my own Discord for a while because I'm just like, I don't feel like talking to anyone right now. I'm just gonna focus on my work, or like we don't
exactly
like you don't, and you're trying to find a job, dude. I mean, so that has to be your focus. So we get it.
Yeah. Well, another thing that I'm very thankful for. I've had a couple of rough years. Never had a good, stable job for quite some time now, so I'm still searching. So I am very, very thankful for my parents that I can actually stay at their place. It's amazing that they're supportive that they are.
Oh, that's wonderful. Because there are so many parents out there that aren't. And I see so many examples of parents that are like, why are the kids still living with us? Do you know how expensive housing is right now? My God. Everywhere. Banks are buying up houses and buildings and then turning them into Airbnb, so you can't even buy a house anymore.
Yep.
Anyway.
And, continuing on the list here. And I'm still kind of thankful that my computer, which is going to turn 8 next year, while it's having its malfunctions, I'm still happy it's holding on. I mean, so many games are still coming out that my computer can play, which I'm very, very, very thankful for. It could have been more powerful when I built it 8 years ago, but, 8 years, I'm pretty happy.
You can't complain about a computer lasting that long.
Yeah,
really
and it's like a comment to my oldest brother, who is into computers as well, yet he doesn't have a computer right now. Imagine during the 90s, have the same computer for 9 years.
I was just going to say that. Like, we are lucky that, like, gaming technology has effectively slowed to a point where we can keep a computer for 8 years and still play most of the games that come out. You couldn't do that in the 90s. Like, there's a new Wing Commander game. Got to buy a 46, I guess. Yep. Got to buy a Pentium now. 2 years later.
Even in the 2000s, it was like that.
Yeah. Oh, Oblivion just came out. Got to get a new Pentium, I guess.
Yep. I mean, the upside of the fact that what was it called? What was that like one equation that every X months or like every X years the processing power doubles? Like that has reached diminishing returns, so thankfully it's not quite as excessive.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name of it, but I know exactly what you're talking about. It was really bad in the 90s, especially. Oh my God. Especially when 3D accelerators started coming out. Woo! Man. So having a computer for 8 years is really great. And I wish we could figure out why it was randomly just dying on you in certain. I wonder if it's your graphics card, because does it happen when you're not playing games too, or does it only happen when you're playing games?
It can happen when I'm not playing games as well. It's very rare, but it has happened.
Huh. Jesus.
So I'm absolutely clueless what's going on.
It's not like you can afford to take it to a shop to have them try and figure it out because you don't have it. I mean,
I could do that, but all the computer repair shops have closed down close to me.
Oh, really? It sucks.
Yeah. And the electronics store, which fixed my Xbox controller yesterday, they don't take desktop computers. They only take laptops.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, big oofs.
Wait, what? Laptops are harder to... What?
Yeah, exactly.
I guess that's the thing. I guess they're over-specialized.
Yep.
Like laptops?
So...
what? Okay, I don't... that doesn't make any sense.
So, yeah. So pretty much the only thing I have left to do is just accept my fate and build a new computer. But yeah, prices and all that stuff right now, yeah, I probably should wait. So hang in there, computer. Hang in there.
Thankfully, the prices are coming down now. Thankfully, GPUs and stuff aren't anywhere near as expensive as they were like a year ago. But still, to build a new computer is multiple thousands of dollars. A good one, anyway.
Something else to be thankful for: the death of crypto.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
Is it dead?
It's
like dying. It's dying.
It is dying on the vine as we watch it. More and more
it's
of these
dying, and we're just laughing here.
Yeah, we're just.
That's a universal thing to be thankful for. I'm glad that didn't last longer. It didn't burn down anything more than needed.
Oh,
right.
Yep.
And I guess by that metric, thankful for cheaper GPUs again.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons. Is GPUs are getting affordable again is because Bitcoin is just
make GPUs affordable again.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, cool, man! I've heard about those crazy power connectors melting for those new
because they have a power input of yes.
For the new the new 4000 line of GPUs.
Again, we are reaching maybe not like the upper limit of power for hardware, but definitely a massive point of diminishing returns.
Like I don't see the point of it. You know, like
it kind of isn't.
Like when I upgraded in 2018, everyone was like, "You should get a 4K monitor. You should get a 4K." I'm like, "Why?"
I'm still running 1080p.
Sam, here.
Yeah,
with one monitor.
1440 here, and it's great. It's great. 1440 here, and it's great. I love it.
I would love to run 4K if modern games didn't barely run on 60 on a Ryzen 9 and a... What's my GPU again? Is it like 30? Is it 3060 or 3070? Device manager, help me out here. Which one is it? What the hell is it? Give me a second. Oh, there it is. 3070. Thank you. I don't know why that took so long.
You have a nicer GPU than me.
Case in point.
But the thing is, like, not a lot of games really take advantage of 4K, and does 4K really look that great? I'm not convinced it's worth it though. I'm not convinced it's worth it.
I would never take it over a more stable frame rate.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm willing to argue I would rather go for a 1080p monitor in like 120 or 144 hertz with a higher refresh rate than a high resolution monitor. Like, if I had, like, because that is a choice. That is a choice in processing power, obviously. And if it's one or the other, I would go for just high frame rate, because higher frame rate does look good. 120 FPS on a high refresh rate monitor does look better.
Exactly.
And so on.
Exactly.
That's just factual. I have no arguments there.
Exactly. Like when I upgraded from the 1080 monitor to the 1440p high monitor, like you can totally see the difference. But then I went to Best Buy and I looked at some games on a 4K monitor. I'm like, and like, why? And yeah, ultra wide. Like, why? I don't understand these big ultra wide monitors.
Can be good if you're like it can be good if you're like really enjoy flight sims or first person shooters and need that FOV of like 500 and want to just be able to see everything at a glance. I can see a use for those. But higher resolutions don't increase your field of view or the readability of this. Maybe it increases like the screen readability at some point, but I would just like, I can understand ultra wide. I definitely would prefer, higher frame rates, higher refresh rates, ultra wide, then going for 4K. Like in order of how much I would want to upgrade my monitor.
Like I think, like for me, 27-inch high refresh rate is like the really sweet spot for me. Because it's big, but not too big, and everything looks beautiful. Even games in medium, like I was playing Cyberpunk on medium on my and it looked great. Like I had no complaints. Like I don't think I'm gonna need to upgrade for at least another 2 years, and that's great. That's terrific. How did we get on that topic? I don't even remember. Oh, we're talking about
David's computer collapsing in on itself.
8 years is no joke for a computer. That is terrific. And
yes. Now, I was going to say I technically have an 8-year computer, but also, how do I put this? Are you familiar with the ship of Theseus?
I am. I absolutely am.
The box is 8 years. The case is 8 years old.
Yeah, but you have a 3070, which is at least a year old. So
yes.
So yeah, you have a pretty good GPU there. What CPU are you running?
Just said Ryzen 9.
Oh, that's
desperately needs some water cooling, but I'll get to it.
Oh, that's newer than mine. I have a Ryzen 7. I'm air cooled though, and it's fine. I don't fully trust water cooling, honestly. You just got to have a case big enough for a nice big air cooler.
I mean, I do, though it is like with a millimeter of clearance.
Oh yeah, no, my CPU cooler is so big it barely fits in the case. Barely. Like it's almost touching the glass on the side of the case.
Yes. Hence me trying to very slowly look into some water cooling, because this does, it works. Doesn't overheat too much. It runs intensive games at like 60, 70 degrees, which is survivable.
Are you doing any kind of frame rate limiting? Because once
no.
Oh, you should, because I turned on 60 frames per second frame rate, and I rarely go above 50 at this point. But when I wasn't doing that, like some games would push it up to 70 or 80. Yeah,
so, admittedly part of that was during summertime. Nowadays it's less bad.
But still,
I will definitely
look into limiting your frame rate to like 60, and you will definitely have a cooler time. Anyway, we should probably start wrapping this up. So friends, that's going to do it for this week. We're thankful for a lot of things. I think the biggest consensus on is we're thankful for you guys in the chat, on the Discord. Again, I know I said this at the top, and we've said it multiple times throughout the show, but this community is just amazing. And it wouldn't be as amazing if you weren't in it. So thank you. Next week on the show, there are going to be a lot of sales coming. We just had a bunch, but of course, with Christmas coming, there are going to be more sales. So we're going to talk about the sales we're looking forward to and the tools we use to find the best deals. That's what we're going to talk about next week, because there are a lot of great tools out there that'll help you make sure you're getting the best price possible on a game. Because why wouldn't you? Why would you buy a game that for $6 when it was at $2 at one point? Why would you do that? You know what I mean? So that's what we're going to talk about next week. Very excited about that, because I'm a deal nut. I almost enjoy searching for deals as much as I enjoy playing the games that I get through the deals. You know what I mean? Like it's finding a good deal is a game on its own, I think.
That you're playing Chasing the Dragon, the home game.
Yeah, basically. Building the collection at home. Anyway, so that's what we're going to talk about next week. And I think, I don't remember what I'm playing tomorrow. That strategy game. I can't remember. Anyway.
Oh, Galactic Ruler.
Yes, that's what I'm playing tomorrow.
That game. I've heard it's apparently good, but I've also apparently heard it's jank. It's horrendously jank.
Yeah.
Those things aren't mutually exclusive.
No.
But I'd still rather have a look.
Right.
Jank could be good.
I Born and raised in Poland, I live, breathe, and eat jank on the daily.
Oh my god! So janky games. So many janky games come from your part of the world.
That's a good question.
That is a good question. Is it Slav jank? 1 second. Galactic.
That's a good question. Is it Slav jank or regular? I've actually never heard the term Slav jank, but that makes so much sense.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I've never heard that term before, and that's a great term. So many games fall under the whole Slav jank.
Take it away, Jake.
It's made by Battle Goat Studios, which is Canadian. It's not Slav jank.
Whoa, Canadian. Damn,
it's Canadian jank. That's a first.
I didn't know they were Canadian. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
Amazing.
Maple jank.
God damn it, chat.
Oh god, no! What is that? What is that? That fry? That thing they like with fries on gravy? What gravy on fries? Poutine jank. Yeah, there we go. Poutine jank.
Poutine jank. Right, delightful. And then on that hilarious note.
Friends, thank you so much for listening and being in the chat and being a part of this community. Please, oh god, no, cool man. We're not going there. Thank you so much. Definitely take care of each other. Please be safe. And please trust the science and get all your shots, the vaccines, the flu shots. Please get all that so we don't have measles coming back, polio coming back, and all these things that should have been dead and gone are coming back because certain people don't trust science. Please trust the science. Please trust the science. We love science. Science brought us the computers we're talking on, for God's sake. So please trust the science and get all your shots. I shouldn't have to say that, but God damn it.
I do not know.
If you would vaccinate your pet but wouldn't vaccinate yourself, what are you doing with your life?
Oh, gee, that's a good point.
That's a way of putting it.
That's a very good way of putting it.
I have no idea how long Brian will keep this going, but I guess until everyone's vaccinated.
Yeah, no, at least, yeah, exactly. I feel like I have to say it. I feel like I'm doing my part by saying, please, by trying to spread the word that vaccines won't hurt you. Please get all the shots. Have a good one, everyone. Be safe, be well. Please take care of each other, and we'll see you back here next time. Bye-bye, everyone.